Some of the features, you got the little handout here, the building's energy efficient, structure rated for winds up to 120 miles an hour, or Category 3 hurricane. We have a massive generator, and I guess the best way to sum it up is, God forbid if we were hit with a catastrophe, this building would be self-sustaining for almost 50 days. It's also the hub of all IT has been moved out here for this building for the city. Increased security controls, obviously, the only way you're getting in and out of here is through one of these cards, and everybody has different access. Evidence room, there's only 4 people who have access to that. Not only do you have to use your fingerprint to get in, your finger to get scanned in, but you have to have a supervisor and an evidence custodian to get you in there. We'll show you how that works when we get in there. We have a canine training area that's being built in the back for our canines. Our interview rooms and our media room are recorded. Everything's recorded. We have a multi-purpose and community room, which is kind of interesting when you get to take a look at that. We already have our first community group is booked for the 16th to use the room for one of their meetings. We have a ComStat room, computer lab, crime lab. We have a garage for vehicle processing. We have 8 holding cells, victim interview room, garage base, SWAT, and our mobile command post. Just guys take a look at the bricks in the front. Has their personal messages in there. That was part of the police foundation. Anybody that bought a brick. We have 65 individual offices. Large offices for records, patrol sergeants, investigation, training officers, code enforcement, traffic homicide, and we have the EOC is also out here. The District 2 at the B side will continue to be staffed with all its officers. We still have district policing, so you'll have that. That district's not shutting down. Everybody from 990 Orange and administration's moving here. The district on the other side of the river is still up and running. So,
just a quick question. Does it leave a big hole where you currently are?
Yes.
I mean, in terms of how you deal with crime.
Zone 43, which is where 990 is, it's 800 people on probation and parole there. It's our hub for domestic violence is there. 32% of all our robberies are committed in that zone. So us pulling out and moving all the way out here certainly does create a void of police presence that we're going to have to work on to improve that somehow, some way. I don't have the answer.
How,
We don't have the answer for that now. Right now we're going to focus on getting out here, getting set up, and then seeing how we're going to move. Because it is a long way from everything that goes on. I mean, somebody did a little math here. From Nova and Mason, it's 4.3 miles. So that's a long way. And it's a concern, especially when you look at our crime numbers.
Close to my house.
It's close to your house? Here?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
What do you mean when you're crime numbers?
Right, we have done an extraordinary job. When we release our crime stats a little later on, you're going to see 10-year lows in rape, in auto theft, and in burglary, and in overall Part 1 crimes. From 1998 till this year, we have 10-year lows in those categories. Even though our robberies went up, we're still below the 10-year average. Our homicides are still on average. So there have been some really big inroads, and they've made them there. Now, talk about moving your police presence, obviously, it could be a problem. I think when you look at the ability we have to process crime scenes, when you look at the ability for the public to come in here and transport prisoners, when you look at the ability we have, God forbid, if we get a hurricane comes through here, like they had in New Orleans or something like that, our city government's going to stay up and running because these guys standing behind you say we could take a Category 3 hit here. And I think that's what the key is. There's more room to do things. There's more room to expand here. This thing was built in mind for future growth of the city. Hopefully that's what happens. And I'll tell you, as all this is just me talking, being a cop for over 20 years, this is something that I've never seen before. I come from a city where the buildings are 100 years old, where there's 80 detectives in a squad and there's 6 patrol cars. There's 6 cars that go out in the street and do your work. I mean, the ability that these officers now have to work out of the environment that they're in a state-of-the-art facility with all the gadgets and technologically advanced items is unbelievable.